Hey, what's up? It's Adam here. You know, I know it takes a long time to get, noticed on, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, YouTube, all them different, slates of media. The one thing I am going to say is, you know, I've been trying to turn around and not basically take it out on, people. I'm just trying to help educate people to the fact that, there's plenty of different places and people and things in this world besides the, make believe fantasy world that some people live in, and what? Hey, people need to get away. So that fantasy world is a world that they're able to get their release. So I'm going to say, I'm glad you got that. A lot of people, they probably won't watch my videos, which is what it is. I mean, I'm good with it. But, as I said in plenty of other videos, I'm not turning around and whining about, what's happened to me and my son. I'm just trying to get it out there. Okay, my son's a disabled child. He's been treated like crap for a couple years now because of, some school system rule or whatever. It doesn't matter. If you turn around and you think of, how you would want your child to be treated, and you see something wrong with the way your child's being treated, you're going to step up, okay? I have faith that people will step up and they will, say something. The one thing I am going to say is that the other half of that was the fact of how I was treated by the school liaison and the school. Okay, yeah, I'm a very passionate man when it comes to making sure that my children are treated right. I had a little cheap aluminum cane that you get at Walmart. Ooh, $10. Wow. A lot of people, they're looking at that like, hey, I could have took that extra $10 from, what I paid for that cane and done something with it, bought something for my kids. But I turned around, I ended up, basically folding a cane in half. Okay? One of them cheap Walmart ones. And you know what? The next meeting, they ended up having a, school liaison there that was really, had a very bad demeanor to him. And, I was conceding to his authority. I gave him my cane. I had to be embarrassed by holding onto the wall while other parents were walking through the school. Sitting here having to watch me walk down the hallway while holding onto a wall. I use my cane as a way of conveyance. Like I said, I'm a very passionate person. But, hey, I'm going to tell you, I conceded to, the liaison's request. He said that my cane was an issue, so I gave him my cane. I turned around, I expressed how uncomfortable I was with him having a loaded gun in the school and around me. I turned around and said during the meeting, as far as I know, you brought him here to shoot me in my head. And I had stated this on plenty times during this little incident. And, here's the thing. Mental abuse, physical abuse, it's all the same. Okay? I'm going to say that, all over the world, whether it's, somebody walking down the street talking trash to you, whether it's a police officer, whether it's, your mom, dad, or your brother. Okay, it doesn't matter. The old saying goes, some words cut like a knife. And you know what? I'm going to tell you that from this disabled man, and I'm going to speak on my son's behalf, it wasn't right. We did not deserve to be treated like we did. All we were looking for was him to be able to get the help that he needed. And yet, you know what? Hey, just another victim of mental and physical abuse. What I'm going to say is I was actually really embarrassed to have to hold on to a wall because my cane supposedly was an issue. But what I am going to say is I won't step foot in my son's school because of that. Because I don't know whether that cop's around the corner going to turn around, pull his gun, and shoot me. With the demeanor he had, that's what was going to happen. So what I'm going to tell you is it doesn't matter where you are in the world. There's always going to be somebody that's going to be that way. And they're not going to care how they treat you. And you know what? It is a travesty that the land that we live in that's supposed to be free from tyranny, free from all oppression, a place where we're able to turn around and speak our mind and be heard. Well, here's the thing. I know when I put this video out that there isn't going to be too many people that hear my voice. But you know what? I'm good with it because you know what? Hey, all I've been doing is sitting here telling you guys that it's not right for anybody to be pushed around. Well, you know what? At one point or another in your life, you've probably been pushed around. You've probably been, made fun of or whatever. There's a story that it reminds me of three gentlemen that got arrested, and it was supposedly for discharging a BB gun inside city limits or something. Well, by the next morning, the officers, did all their stuff, and, they had went to court, and then next thing you know, they were released. No signature bond. They were free to go. After spending 12 hours basically in a disgusting place. What I'm going to tell you is you know what? You never want to get in trouble because you know what? Honestly, from what I've seen of a jail and from what I've heard from other people in a jail, it's a very disgusting place to be. Okay? But what I'm going to say is you know what? Them people were let go because they didn't have any evidence to the fact that they actually discharged the firearm. Well, here's the thing. One gentleman, he's a rather small gentleman. He was handcuffed, thrown in the back of the squad car, and then apparently the cop thought it was Indy 500 racing. Let's go racing, okay? And he had turned around and drove like 70 miles an hour. I mean, I'm not 100% sure exactly on the speed, but he was driving really fast. And he was throwing this little guy all over the back end of the squad car, from what I was told. Okay? And in the other squad car where the other two gentlemen were. Okay? basically what had happened is the heavier gentleman of the three basically got his arms forced behind him to be handcuffed. Then the handcuffs were clicked in so tight that for a week or two after the fact of being arrested, his wrists and hands were purple. And the cops saying nothing wrong with it. Now, the other gentleman, he really didn't have much happen to him. Besides the fact that he was sleeping and then he got arrested for sleeping, I guess. You know, here's what I'm going to say. There's a lot of different injustices in the world. It just depends on if you're going to deal with the injustices. Like I said, I know plenty of good cops. And, you know, I've seen plenty of bad cops. I've seen a lot of bad people in general. You know, at the end of the day, whether they're good cops or bad cops, they go home, they take their shoes and shirt and pants, you know, off the same way we do. You know, by no means am I sticking up for them, and, you know, if they're the cops that are sitting on the wrong side of the law. No, I'm not sticking up for them. Personally, I hope that they get caught one day for doing some of the stuff that they've done to people. You know, what I'm going to say is, you know what? Hey, I'm just a red-blooded American. I want to fight for my right to be free from, you know, oppression, tyranny, you know, people just sitting here acting dumb. But you're always going to have people acting dumb. But what I am going to say is, you yourself think of what you need to do to make your life better. I've done everything I can to make my life better. You know, and hey, it may be a long shot, but I'm going to keep going. But what I am is a disabled man with a disabled son that's worried about our country and the people in it. I don't care whether you red, green, purple, black, brown, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm afraid that if we don't change things now, our country's going to have some issues because of it. So, what I'm going to say is peace, love, and I hope you understand why I put out my videos. Thank you.